So we're here to discuss about curvilinear motion of a particle. Okay, pag sinabi natin curvilinear motion, the motion is moving on a curved path. Okay, last time diniscuss natin or we've discussed about rectilinear motion, which the motion within that topic is going on a straight line lamang or moving on a straight line. Okay? A rectilinear motion has been defined as the motion in which a straight line passing through any 2 points of the body always remain parallel to its initial position. So, kung titingnan natin dito sa figure natin, okay, we have two particles within a body. Okay, its initial position. Then, on a latter instance, the particle moved, or the body moved. So, the particle within that body, pag sinabi natin rectilinear, parallel pa din yung position ng dalawang particle within that body with each other. Pagdating dun sa second position or its final position when it moved to a latter instance. Then, with regards to rectilinear motion, we can say that we are just talking about the magnitude of the displacement or yung displacement vector. Kasi, kung titingnan natin dito, sabi nga, we're moving on a straight line. So, from point A to point B, yung displacement niya from its original position, okay, yung magnitude lang yung inisip natin or yung kino-consider natin. Same goes for vertical. Okay, we can say that this is one-dimensional movement lang. Now, however, pagdating kay curvilinear motion of a particle, we are talking about a body moving on a curved path. But kung titingnan natin dito, yung movement ng ating particle within that body from this point to this point at the latter instance, okay, hindi na ngayon parallel yung ating mga points or yung particles natin with each other. Then, kung titingnan natin dito sa figure na to, while moving on the curved path, we can say that the motion is two-dimensional. Because we are not just talking about the magnitude of the displacement vector, but also the inclination. So, paano ba natin masasabi yung sa inclination na yun? So, for our curvilinear motion, compared to rectilinear, the displacement of our particle will not just change in magnitude, but also the inclination. So, dalawa na yung kailangan nating isipin dito. Hindi lang siya magnitude lang, or hindi lang tayo mag-iisip ng position on a one dimension, but also isipin na din natin yung inclination, or we will also look for the inclination. Hindi lang natin makikita sa displacement by magnitude, but also the inclination. So, two-dimensional na yung iisipin nating movement ng ating object. Okay? So, with that, okay, so let's move on to the displacement in the curvilinear motion. Kasi previously, on the rectilinear motion, we have taken that the displacement on a rectilinear motion of a particle from its original position, it is just going on a straight line. But here in curvilinear motion, as we've said, that the curvilinear motion for the displacement for curvilinear motion will not just change in magnitude but also in the inclination. So ito siya. Yung magnitude na sinasabi natin, this will be, so we're talking about two-dimensional motion na, di ba? So the magnitude that we are talking about will denote that as x and our y. So for example, that the vector displacement of two positions A and B are represented as SA and SB. Okay? So the displacement of point A natin will denote that as SA. Then for our displacement for B or point B, eto yan, will denote that as SB. So in simple terms, or generally speaking, when we are talking about the displacement, okay, tingnan natin si point C. At point C, so the displacement of any point, okay, in this case, point C, from the origin, may be expressed as the vector sum of x and y coordinates. So, paano nangyari yon? Na it can be expressed as the vector sum of x and y. Okay? Via the triangle of vector addition. Okay, kung maaalala natin yung topic na yon. Triangle law of vector addition. To have the resultant of a vector, then kapag nakakreate tayo ng triangle, the resultant is the sum of the two vectors, x and y. So in this case, S is equals to, or S as the resultant of our triangle here, this equals to x plus y. So this is because of the triangle law. I don't know if you've discussed this in your statics subject, but I think it has been discussed naman sa physics. Okay? So here, our displacement is equals to x plus our y, or as we can say it, the magnitude plus the inclination. So that's how we can get our displacement in a curvilinear path or a curvilinear motion. Now, recalling sa ating rectilinear motion, di ba, we have v is equals to ds over dt, as we've discussed sa ating previous topic. So a is equals to, or acceleration is equals to dv over dt. So for displacement, we can say also that the velocity is just the pag differentiate natin siya, v of x plus v of y. Then for our acceleration, we'll have a of x plus a of y. Moving on to our next slides, may di-discuss natin kung bakit, kung paano natin nakuha itong dalawa na to, na relation between velocity natin with regards to its magnitude and inclination. So we shall discuss the geometric significance of these equations later on. Balik muna tayo dito sa point A and point B natin. from point A to point B, meron tayong displacement dyan, tama? So we have a displacement there. That displacement, we can call it as the change in displacement. So, okay, kung nanggaling tayo, or for our initial, if our initial position is point A, then at a later time, we move to point B, we have a change of displacement, diba? So this is our change in displacement. Then this will be the change of x, and this will be the change of y. Similarly, if we will apply this relation, we can say that the change of s will be equal to the change of x plus the change of y. Okay, moving forward, so meron na tayong change in displacement, guys. So we have this change in displacement, which is equals to the change of x plus change in y. Now, if we are going to add time to it, syempre, di ba? From point A to point B, if we're having one object moving from one point to another, syempre magkakaroon siya ng time din, di ba? So magkakaroon din siya, we will have a change of time. So for us to get the velocity, we must include time. Okay? So here, for our change in displacement, if we divide all, each term divided by the elapsed time during which the displacement was observed, okay, from point A to point B, yung time na nagalaw, or yung movement ng particle natin, the movement of our particle from point A to point B, yung time na yon, so change in displacement all over change in time, there, basic algebra, kapag once we operate something on one side of the equation, we must also do it on the other side of the equation. So change in time, change in time. Now, familiar ba sa atin itong term na yan? Di ba yan yung average velocity natin? That is how we get the average velocity. Change of displacement over change of time. So this is our average velocity. Okay, moving forward, let's talk about instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity if we will zoom it in, this figure, if we will zoom it in, di ba makikita natin yung change in velocity? If we gather this to an increment of a very small increment, okay? Sabihin natin 0.000001. Okay? Pwede na natin siyang ma-consider as a small particle. So we can have this as ds over dt. Okay? Same goes with the other side of our equation, dx over dt plus dy over dt. This goes that for the instantaneous velocity, ds over dt equals to dx over dt plus dy over dt can also be written as this equation. Our velocity, since we all know that ds over v, or for the instantaneous velocity, v is equals to ds over dt. Diba? from our previous topic. So dx over dt is going to be our v of x, v sub x rather, plus v sub y. It's just signified that as delta t approaches 0, b approaches a. So basically, di ba, pag zoom in natin ito, pag zoom in natin yan, as the time approaches to 0, lumiliit din yung increments natin. Having this coincide, basically, parang ang nakikita na natin, pag zoom out natin siya, parang isang point na lang din. So from point A to point B, parang nagiging isa na lang siya. Having the increments natin. Yung pinakamaliit na increments natin, di ba? Pag nag-differentiate tayo, ang kinukuha natin yung pinakamaliit na increment nung change. So as the elapsed time approaches 0, B also approaches A. And the change in displacement coincides more completely with the curve of travel. So that in the limit, the displacement becomes ds, which is directed along the path at A. Okay? So magiging ds na lang siya. So we can consider this as the instantaneous velocity. Hence, the term ds over dt represents the instantaneous. Mali pala spelling ka instantaneous. Kulang pala. Yan. Instantaneous velocity at A. Okay? Given to us a figure such as this one. Okay. At point A, okay, yung ds over dt natin, or that instantaneous velocity natin, given tayo with the equation v is equals to v sub x plus v sub y. So galing siya okay. Hence, it represents the instantaneous velocity at A, directed tangent to the path. Okay? Diba? Yung ds over dt natin, tangent lagi siya sa path niya, sa curve, sa path. Okay? Tangent siya. So, our Vx will be parallel to our x-axis here. Then, our Vy is parallel to our y-axis. Then our V is going to be our resultant. So that is the geometric illustration or geometric significance of our velocity. Okay. So this figure represents the path and shows this velocity and its component, Vx and Vy. So the magnitude of the velocity, we can get this via Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean which gives us the hypotenuse squared is equals to Okay, so to get the velocity, to get the magnitude of our velocity, we can get it by having the square root of Vx sub 2 is Vy sub 2. So, pwede natin makuha si velocity or the magnitude of our velocity by the square root of V sub x squared plus V sub y squared. Okay? And then its direction, yung direction ng velocity natin sa ating figure, we can get that if we have this angle here, since yung direction naman yung kukunin natin ng velocity, so we can use tangent theta of x. Okay? So sa SOHCAHTOA natin, we're going to use SOHCAHTOA, which is for tangent, opposite over adjacent. So yung angle natin, yung opposite niya is Vy over Vx. Incidentally, if we will replace Vy and Vx by their corresponding differential, okay, we can say that tangent theta x is equals to, substitute natin yung value ni Vy or variable Vy to its differential, or dy over dt all over dx over dt. Okay? Applying algebra, we can cancel dt. We will have tangent theta x is equals to dy over dx. So dy over dx is also the slope of the curved path, or yung path na pinagkunan natin ng velocity. So tangent daw. This proves that velocity, when we're talking about velocity in curvilinear motion, velocity is what? Is always directed tangent okay, directed tangent to the curved path of our motion. Okay? So dahil sa pag-prove natin na to, the tangent theta x is equals to dy over dx, which dy over dx is what we call the slope, diba, sa ating x and y axis, yung slope na tinatawag natin. This just proves that the velocity is always tangent, okay? Tandaan nyo tong concept na to. It is a fundamental concept that we must learn. Velocity is always tangent to the curved path of our motion in curvilinear motion. Okay? Moving forward, after natin makuha si velocity, syempre, kailangan din natin makuha we must also get acceleration. Okay? In order for us to get acceleration, we must first determine our velocity. Sabi nga natin kanina, our velocity, so the concept in our curvilinear motion, velocity is always tangent. Okay? So we have this figure here, which has point A and point B. Then we also determined that the velocity given here is V sub A. Okay. Then we also have V sub B, or the velocity at B. Okay. Showing that the instantaneous velocities at points A and B, which are separated by the time interval, okay, change of t, or yung time interval natin. So, kung titingnan natin dito, we can also create another triangle. So, here as VA, here as VB. But with regards to its x and y velocity, makikita natin siya via this right triangle here. Okay? Ito naman yung magiging change in velocity natin. Yung path ng velocity ay yung vector ng velocity A natin, vector ng velocity B natin. Meron tayong makikita difference dyan, which is the change in velocity that we are talking about. Okay? So, that change of velocity, meron tayong makukuhang change in Vx and also change in Vy. Okay? So, apply lang natin kung anong ginawa natin kanina. Okay? From our first attempt, diba nakuha natin via triangle, law of vector addition, we can get the change of velocity is equals to change of Vx plus change in Vy. This is via triangle law. Siyempre, if we divide it via the elapsed time that from A to B, it has traveled. Okay, change of Vx plus change in Vy, we'll divide it all by change in time. We will have ano to? Familiar ba sa inyo? Change of V, or change in velocity over the change in time, is our average acceleration. Okay. So, ganun ulit. Gagawin natin, kukunin natin yung smallest increment na meron tayo so that we can get the instantaneous acceleration. So, if we zoom in this figure, or this from point A to point B, diba? Itong change in velocity pala natin, sorry. If we zoom this in, ang makikita na lang natin talaga is yung magka-point, coinciding na yung points natin. So, in the limit, as the delta time approaches to 0, as near to 0, this equation will become dv over dt or our acceleration, di ba? Is equals now to dv sub x over dt plus dv sub y over dt. Getting a is equals to a sub x plus a sub y. So in order for us to get the magnitude of acceleration, okay, so let's create the figure first. Okay, paano ba natin to na kuha? So we have the curve path here. As the point or the increments of time approaches nearly to 0, parang magko-coincide na lang siya at one point, di ba? So at point A, so galing dito, di ba? We can say that the movement or the vector of our acceleration is just like this. Okay? So yung angle natin at x pa din. So this will be ax, this will be ay. Okay? This is our acceleration, this point. Now, para makuha natin yung magnitude, okay, apply lang natin yung, okay, create natin triangle. So, ax, ay to, tangent, ano na. So, this will become Pythagorean theorem. By applying Pythagorean theorem to these vectors, we can say, to get the magnitude of our acceleration, hypotenuse, or our acceleration squared, is equals to ax squared plus ay squared. Sorry. So therefore acceleration we can get by the square root of a x squared plus a y squared. Now, in order for us naman to get the direction of our acceleration, okay, so we have, so tangent theta x, okay, TOA, opposite, ano yung opposite ng tangent natin? AY over AX. Okay? Then, to prove kung ano yung itsura ng ating curve path, okay, here. So, we can, since AY is also equal to dv sub y over dt, okay, tangent theta x so dvy over dt all over ax natin is dvx over dt. You can cancel out dt and we will have, so to dvy over d vx. If we are getting this one, di ba alam natin that the acceleration is equals to d squared s over d t squared, di ba? From rectilinear, we all know, we proved that acceleration is the second derivative of our displacement this will also apply here. So, acceleration natin. Okay. So, if we have here, we also get d squared s over dt squared is equals to d squared x over dt squared plus d squared y over dt squared. Kung ipapalit natin dito, since ito, diba? dvy over dt, d squared y over dt squared siya. So, it can also be written as it can also be written as from here, ay over ax, okay, d squared y over d squared x. And we all know that this is not a slope and it is not tangent to our, so therefore the direction of the acceleration is not, okay, acceleration, the direction, let us remember that the direction of our acceleration is not tangent to its path. Kung makikita din naman natin dito sa figure, yung direction ng ating acceleration, hindi siya tangent. Okay, ano ba yung definition natin ng tangent? Yung point na dadaan at one point sa ating path. Yun yung tangent. However, for acceleration, hindi naman siya dumaan or nanggaling siya dun sa path natin. Hindi siya dumaan. Or hindi, yan. Kasi ito yung tangent natin eh. Okay? So, that is our concepts with regards to curvilinear motion. Then, for the next video, I will discuss naman the projectile motion or flight of projectiles.